This is the Great Eviction of 2026, and it is the only reason you need to change your entire boat buying strategy right now. As corporate marinas raise their rates by 300% and ban every hull over 30 years old, a new kind of ghost fleet is appearing in backyards and driveways across the country. They want you stuck at the dock, paying for a slip that costs more than a mortgage. Today, I am showing you 3 sailboats you can keep in your driveway that can still cross an ocean. These are not trailer sailors. They are blue water tanks that happen to fit through the regulatory loophole of a standard trailer permit. There is a secret dimension, a specific beam width, that makes you invisible to marina managers and to the insurance purge. Are you ready to own a boat that the system cannot touch? Or are you just waiting for your eviction notice to arrive? There's nothing subtle about a threefold rent hike. The letter arrives on heavy, official paper. The letter reads, Notice, effective. June 1st, 2026, your slip fee will increase to $2,145 per month. Non-compliance will result in immediate removal of vessel. No apology, no negotiation, just a new price tag stapled to your dream. For decades, marinas played it slow, bumping rates by 100 here, a couple hundred there. But now, the gloves are off. That 300% spike is not a typo. It is a declaration of war on anyone who thought their old fiberglass hull was safe. The numbers hit like a punch. $700 a month becomes over $2,000 overnight. For a 35-foot slip in Miami, the invoice jumps from $8,400 a year to $25,740. Add insurance, if you can even get it on a boat built before 1995, and the math gets meaner. The fine print spells it out: no vessels exceeding 30 years of age, no exceptions. Failure to comply will result in non-renewal and immediate removal at owner's expense. Owners gather on the docks, eviction notice in hand, faces tight with anger and disbelief. Some try to negotiate, but the marina office is locked, phones rerouted to a corporate switchboard. The new management group does not return calls. The only thing posted on the bulletin board is a list of boats scheduled for removal. Names and slip numbers, some that have been there for 20 years, are now just entries on a spreadsheet. The message is clear: pay up or get out. The system wants you on the hook, chained to the iron lease, a contract that only ends when you walk away broke or beaten. But that is not the only way. There is a different kind of pride in watching your boat sit ready on its trailer, out of reach, untouchable. No slip fee, no inspection deadline. No midnight panic when the next notice lands. The marina can evict everyone on the dock, but they cannot touch a boat that is already gone. That is the real escape. That is sovereignty. Start with the numbers. That's where the pain lives. Slip fee, $700 a month, then $900, then $1,200. Now $2,145, no warning, just a letter. Over 5 years, that's not a rounding error. That's $8,400 in 2022, $10,800 in 2023, $14,400 in 2024, $17,400 in 2025, and now $25,740 in 2026. Add it up, $76,740 for a place to park your boat. No upgrades, no repairs, just rent. But the marina is not the only one with its hand in your pocket. Insurance used to be a formality. Now, it is a weapon. Policies for older hulls get cancelled mid-season. You call your broker, and the answer is always the same. We are not writing new business on vessels over 30 years old. If you are lucky, you get a new quote, triple the premium, double the deductible, and a $2,000 cancellation fee if you walk away. Take the ledger of a typical owner. 5 years ago, the annual cost to keep a 35-foot cruiser afloat in Miami, $8,400 for the slip, $1,500 insurance, $400 in small fees, $10,300 total. This year, $25,740 for the slip, $4,500 insurance, if you can get it, $800 in fees, $31,040. That is a $20,000 jump, and the boat has not moved an inch. Now look at the spreadsheet. Line by line, the costs stack up: rent, insurance, haul-outs, dock improvement fees, hurricane storage. The total is a slow-motion foreclosure. Some owners try to fight. They plead for a payment plan, a grace period, anything. The marina does not budge. The insurance company sends a final notice, coverage cancelled, effective immediately. If you are not out by the 1st, the boat goes on the auction block. This is not just inflation. It is a system designed to keep you paying, year after year, trapped by the iron lease. Every dollar spent on slip rent is a dollar you will never see again. But there is a loophole. When your boat sits on a trailer in your own driveway, the ledger flips. No slip rent, no forced insurance, no dockmaster to answer to. The only contract is the trailer registration, the iron lease you control. The system can raise rates all it wants. It cannot touch a boat that has gone dark, off-grid, parked behind a locked gate. That is the move. That is how you win. 8 feet 6 inches. That is the number that unlocks the gate. The law does not care about your dreams or your pedigree, just the tape measure. Federal code, state code, county code, they all agree, 102 inches is the hard stop. Anything wider, and you are in permit country, flagged for inspection, routed through bureaucracy. But at 8.5 feet or less, you roll silent and legal, invisible to every Department of Transportation. Checkpoint from Key West to Seattle. This is not some loophole buried in fine print. It is written in black and white, straight from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. No vehicle or load shall exceed 102 inches in width on the national network. That is not a suggestion. It is the dividing line between freedom and paperwork. Here is how they measure it. The widest point, fender to fender, no excuses. The hull, the rub rail, the stanchions, if it sticks out, it counts. Forget the marketing brochure. The only number that matters is what the Department of Transportation officer gets with a steel tape across the beam. A Flicker, a Contessa, a Vega, those boats fit. Most 30-footers do not. Why does it matter? Because that single number decides if you can slip past the marina cartel. Under 8.5 feet, you tow your boat anywhere, anytime, no permits, no pilot cars, no police escort. You back it into your driveway, lock the hitch, and sleep soundly while the dockmasters send out their invoices. The iron lease, the only contract you sign, is your trailer registration. That is the magic. The marina can double their rates, triple them, lock the gates, and tow every hull on the dock, but they cannot touch what is parked behind your fence. Every survivor knows the number. 8.5 feet. Tape it to your dash. Etch it on your toolbox. That is the code to freedom. The system is counting on confusion. That is how they win. Letters full of threats, rules written in code, and a maze of officers that never answer the phone. But the survivor does not guess. The survivor verifies. Before you move a single cleat, you run the checklist. Start at the top, state law. The Department of Transportation sets the outer limits: 8.5 feet wide, 13.5 feet high, 65 feet total length for truck, trailer, and boat. If your rig fits inside those numbers, you are legal to tow on every interstate in the country. No extra permits, no pilot cars, no surprise tickets at a weigh station. The tape measure is your shield, beam to beam, fender to fender. If you are at or under 102 inches, you are invisible to the system. Next stop, county clerk. Every county has its own flavor of bureaucracy. Some just want your $50 for a trailer plate. Others have parking codes buried in the zoning manual, no trailers in front yards, no vehicles over 24 feet on residential streets. You do not argue. You read the code, print it out, and keep it in your glove box. If the code says backyard only, you roll it behind the fence. If it says covered, you throw a tarp over the mast. The county cannot find what it cannot see. Third, the real trap. Homeowners Associations, HOAS. HOAS are the last line of defense for the old guard. Their covenants run deep: no boats visible from the street, no trailers over 48 hours, no external storage. Some will fine you $100 a day just for a winch handle poking out. But every HOA has a loophole. Sometimes it is a side yard, sometimes it is a garage, sometimes it is a neighbor who does not mind. You read every clause, you call the office and get the answer in writing. If it is a dead end, you move the boat before the ink dries. That is the full sweep, state, county, HOA. 3 calls, 3 documents, 0 surprises. The marina wants you scared, guessing, stuck in their loop. But the survivor walks the paper trail, locks the hitch, and parks with confidence. The only contract that matters is the iron lease, the one you sign with your own name on your own land. Everything else is just noise. Start with the tape measure. Every survivor knows the number, 8.5 feet. But the real question is, what fits inside that box and can still take a beating offshore? The answer is not theory. It is 3 hulls, each with a paper trail of ocean miles and a build sheet that laughs at the marina's rules. The Contessa 26, Flicker 20, and Albin Vega. These are not weekend toys. They're blue water tanks, disguised as backyard cargo. First, the Contessa 26. On paper, 25 feet 10 inches long, 7 feet 6 inches across the beam, and a dry displacement of 5,400 pounds. That number matters. 5,400 pounds means you are in the sweet spot for a 3/4-ton truck and a standard double-axle trailer. No permits, no pilot cars, no Department of Transportation headaches. The Contessa's claim to fame survived the 1979 Fastnet storm, soloed across the Atlantic, and brought its crew home. Surveyors look for chainplate leaks, deck core rot, and rudder post wear. But the hull is thick, the rig is simple, and the design is proven. The only contract you sign is the iron lease, the trailer registration. The marina can post all the eviction notices at once. The Contessa rolls out the gate, untouched. Next, the Flicker 20. 20 feet on the tape, 8 feet even at the beam, and a displacement that hovers just under 6,000 pounds fully loaded. The Flicker does not care about its size. It has crossed the Pacific, circled back, and done it again. Owners call it a tank, and they are right. Survey priorities check for chainplate corrosion, mast step softness, and rudder sleeve cracks. But the Flicker's hull is a single mold fortress. With a standard trailer, an F-250, and a public ramp, you are gone before the dockmaster finds his clipboard. In the words of one owner, she's slow, but she'll get you there every time. Then the Albin Vega. 27 feet 1 inch long, 8 feet 1 inch wide, displacement just above 5,000 pounds. The numbers are surgical, barely inside the legal limit, but inside all the same. The Vega's logbook is thick, circumnavigations, high latitude runs, North Atlantic crossings. Survey checklists target deck delamination, mast step compression, and rudder tube leaks. But the hull is all business, the rigging is overbuilt, and the design shrugs off hard weather. The Vega fits the driveway with an inch to spare. The iron lease is all you need. The marina can lock its gates. The Vega's owner never looks back. 3 boats, 3 blue water pedigrees, all under the 8.5-foot threshold. No slip fees, no forced insurance, no dockmaster's mercy. The only paperwork is the trailer tag and the satisfaction of knowing the system cannot touch you. That is the checklist. That is the playbook. The iron lease is the last contract you will ever need. Start with the hitch. That's the handshake that matters. You don't need a marina manager's approval, just a Class IV receiver, a 2 5/16" ball, and a tongue rated to handle real weight. For a Contessa, Flicker, or Vega, you're staring at a total rolling mass that hovers around 6,000 pounds, sometimes more, never less. The system wants you to think you need a semi-truck. That's a lie. A 3/4-ton pickup, F-250, Silverado 2500, Ram 2500 pulls this load all day, every day. Towing capacity 10,000 to 15,000 pounds easy. The only number that matters is the axle rating on your trailer, 5,200 pounds per axle minimum. Dual axles, electric brakes, breakaway cable, and a 7-pin connector. No shortcuts, no cheap bearings, no rusty surge brakes. You want reliability, not a roadside lesson in humility. Check the trailer. Frame, boxed steel, galvanized, with bunks that cradle the hull from stem to stern. Winch rated for twice the boat's weight. Tires, 10-ply, load range E, inflated to spec. Spare mounted, jack ready, lugs torqued. Lights tested, red, amber, white, so you're invisible to the ticket writers. Registration current, VIN plate legible. Insurance card in the glove box. That's not paranoia, that's protocol. The iron lease is a contract with the road, not the marina. Ramp protocol is non-negotiable. Scout the ramp before you ever back down. Slope, 15 to 25 degrees. Surface, concrete, not algae slick blacktop. Water depth, at least 4 feet at the end, no drop-off, no soft mud. Back in slow, trailer straight, wheels chocked, winch line taut. Release the bow, guide the keel, mind the crosswind. If you're alone, use a bowline and stern line, never let the boat drift. Recovery is the same in reverse, winch tight, bow eye locked, safety chain clipped. Double check the lights, brakes, and tie downs before you leave. The survivor doesn't rush. The survivor rehearses every move until it's muscle memory. Permits, not your problem. Under 8.5 feet wide, you're legal from Maine to California. Height under 13.5 feet, length under 65 feet for truck and trailer combined. No pilot cars, no DOT paperwork. You're invisible to the bureaucracy. The only thing that will slow you down is a flat tire or a nosy neighbor. If the homeowners association comes sniffing, you pull out the county code and the trailer registration, the iron lease. Insurance company balks? You show them the garage, the locked hitch, the fact that your boat is a non-motorized, non-residential asset parked on private property. They can't force a policy on what is not exposed to their risk tables. Every step is leverage. You own the ramp, you own the road, you own the driveway. The marina can raise the rent, lock the gates, and post all the eviction notices at once. Your boat is behind your fence, tires chalked, mast covered, ready to launch on your schedule, not theirs. That's the freedom they can't tax, can't regulate, can't take away. The iron lease is the only contract you will ever need. Everything else is just noise. Right now, slip fees climb and marinas gatekeep, but the only contract that matters is the iron lease under your trailer. Independence isn't a dream, it's a rig, a ramp, and a driveway. The old narrative sold dependence. The new one is mobility. In this game, sovereignty fits within 102 inches and the open water answers to no dockmaster. Your freedom is already parked at home. Drop your tactics in the comments.